But if we're going to address this from a story angle and not from a straight fight angle, Ultraman would probably end up winning because Ultraman, monster fiction tends to have this weird thing where if something's humanoid, it generally wins against the more reptilian, monstrous-looking creature. So I think Ultraman, at a story angle, would definitely be the winner or the protagonist even of the story. And he would probably beat Gamera. It's some weird thing that kaiju movies have had for the longest time, that if something's humanoid-shaped and looks more like a person, it's going to win a fight. Look at King Kong versus Godzilla. I mean, that's a ridiculous ending, and Kong wins, regardless of common sense. So, but from a common sense standpoint, if I'm going to go with Gamera, that chest fire thing itself could kill Ultraman, I think. Ultraman fans, don't lynch me for saying that. Again, I'm not terribly familiar with Ultraman, so I don't really know how his power set or really what he fights for, really. So I'm going to go with Gamera on that fight. From a straight common sense perspective, from a story perspective, they probably have Ultraman win. And now we are moving on to Chopper Pilot 5 again. So Adam, double whammy. This time he asked a serious question. Shockingly. In Alien and Aliens, do you find it creepier to have many or just one stealthy alien? Oh my god. Damn, Adam, that's a tough one. Damn you and your tough, tricky questions. Well, I like Aliens better as a movie. I'm going to come out and say that right now. I know that that's a very touchy subject for monster movie fans and for horror fans, the battle between Alien and Aliens. I mean, they're both fantastic movies, but I do enjoy Aliens a little more. I know Adam himself would disagree with me on that, but but in terms of the alien itself, a stealthier one or multiple? Well, when you think about it, really, in terms of just, again, straight common sense and not really from a story perspective, generally multiple are going to be more threatening. If you've got multiple of a powerful... Okay, imagine an army of Godzillas attacking Tokyo. That's not good. That's more dangerous than one Godzilla. But here's the thing. I know where Adam's coming from in asking this. In terms of how they've been characterized in the movies, what do I find creepier? I'm going to have to go with multiple again, though. I don't know. I found aliens to be very scary. I thought that they kind of avoided the problem of just making them too killable, maybe is the word here. That there's many... It's kind of like the ninja syndrome. If you put a bunch of ninjas in a room with one hero, the hero can kick their ass. But if you put one ninja in a room with one hero, it's a good fight. And I think that they pretty much avoided that problem. There were a couple of points where the aliens just seemed to be picked off with no problem. But I'm going to say multiple because... Yeah, you're fucked. You get a bunch of aliens in a room together. You're fucked. So I'm going to go with multiple. I know I'm going to be disagreed with, but I'm going to say multiple. From Jim K2112. He asks, what other DC comic book heroes do you like other than Batman? Well, Superman. I'm a big fan of Superman. I've always have been. I've never been into Green Lantern. I've tried. I don't know. I don't like Hal Jordan. The one version of Green Lantern that I did like was Jon Stewart in the Justice League cartoon. And when he showed up in Static Shock, I liked him in that. I don't know. I just never really got into Green Lantern. I don't like Guy Gardner, for God's sake. He's a dick. From what I've read of him, he shows up in the Death of Superman arc, and he shows up in Batman: The Brave and the Bold. In both versions, he's a douche. I don't know. I don't really like that. So I don't really like Green Lantern. I've never been a fan of Wonder Woman. Not really a big diverse DC guy, if I'm in all honesty here. The one I do like that I don't read, but I like him from where I've seen him, is Green Arrow. I love Green Arrow from what I've seen of him. He's kind of like a lighter version of Batman, and I love that because I'm a big Batman fan. And I from what I've seen of him, I like Green Arrow, and that's mostly from the Justice League cartoon, and when he shows up in Young Justice. So, I don't know. That's really it. Batman, Superman, Green Arrow. I mean, Nightwing's kind of looped in with Batman, but I love Nightwing, Dick Grayson. Not really much else that I can think of, so sorry. I know that's kind of a crappy response, but basically the obvious main two, and Green Arrow, and Nightwing if we're counting him. All Walled Up asks, yes, you're awesome. All Walled Up asks, what's your favorite Batman comic? Oh, that's his first question. He has two. So his first question, what's your favorite Batman comic? That's tough. Well, the obvious answer is Long Halloween. I love Long Halloween. I'm currently reading Nightfall, and I'm really enjoying that. Nightfall is really good. In preparation for the Dark Knight Rises. Long Halloween is really the obvious answer here, but really, if we're gonna go to specific issues, the current series that Scott Snyder's doing, I love Scott Snyder's current series on Batman, which is part of the New 52. I'm really enjoying that. In fact, I may cut this little part where I walk away here. I got this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Batman #5, autographed by Scott Snyder. This was a really fantastic issue. So if we're going to go by specific issues, this is a great issue right here, Batman #5. So either this is in terms of like single issues, but in terms of story arcs, I'm going to go with Long Halloween. So yeah. Moving on. Oh, his second question. If you were to end everything Godzilla related in one movie, how would you end it? Ooh. Well, I wouldn't go the Final Wars route. Because as much as I like Final Wars, I think that it lacks the focus on Godzilla as a character. But if I was going to end it, I would honestly just kill off Godzilla again. But do it in a different way than Destroya did it. I'd probably end up going with some kind of new monster. Actually, I'd probably have, what might be interesting. And this idea was kind of addressed in an issue of Dark Horse's run on Godzilla, and that would have been sorry, I just kind of blanked out there. Sorry. And that would have been hunters that came from another planet that wanted to hunt Godzilla. And one idea I had was what if like something. An alien race or some kind of monster akin to a predator hunted the Godzilla monsters, and Godzilla ended up fighting him. I don't know. That's kind of a dumb idea. I don't know. I'm not actually really sure on that one. I'd probably go with killing off Godzilla again, in some manner of speaking. Sorry for thinking out loud there. Alright, so Cooliovids 101 asks, Cooliovids 101, he's awesome. Cooliovids asks 3 questions. 1, what got you into Who Reviews the Reviewers? This is kind of touchy, but sorry Coolio for you getting voted off. I'm gonna miss you, bro. You had awesome videos, man. I miss you already. So Cooliovids asks what got you into Who Reviews the Reviewers, and my answer is, of course, just watching Geekvolution. And really, when I heard that the contest was going to be happening again, it was Season 2 of Who Reviews the Reviewers, I had gotten into Geekvolution after they had done that series, so I hadn't seen the first season. I watched it after I got inducted, of course, to see what I should be looking for. I originally wasn't even going to post the video because I was almost sure I wouldn't make it. Because I didn't think I was that good of a reviewer. So I didn't want to even feel the pain of not making it in. Also, I was kind of worried about time crunching. Because, I have a job and work. That's redundant. I have work and school, and then, of course, I have my YouTube career, and, of course, living life. So, I didn't know if I was going to have time to do something that would take this much commitment. But I decided just to post something anyway, just just to see if I would make it in. And I did, and I made it. So, really, it was just kind of me being optimistic enough to say, hey, maybe there's a chance. I didn't think I was going to get in, so yeah, I'm really happy how that turned out. But it was basically just following Geekvolution for months that's what got me into it. His second question, have you played Arkham City? Yes, I have. If so, how far are you, and how are you liking it so far? Of course, this is months after these questions were posted, so this is going to be a little bit different than if I would have answered them back then. Yes, I have played Arkham City, and I've completed it by now. I completed it a couple days after I bought it, but I have completed it. I love the crap out of it. It's amazing. Wow, it blows Arkham Asylum out of the water. Fantastic game. Not just Batman game, that's not saying enough. Just a fantastic game. Great story. Amazing graphics. I mean, wow. I felt like I was actually in Gotham City. All around, just fantastic gameplay. I'm going to be doing a review of it at some point. I know it's kind of after the fact, but a friend of mine has been itching to do a review of it with me, so we're going to do that soon. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, Arkham City is a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. And his third question is, what is my favorite part of YouTube? This part right here. Being able to connect with people is really the big thing. It's really fun, really interesting. It really kind of expands the horizon of what we can do with technology and the people we can meet and just how our lives can change. I mean, YouTube has certainly changed my life just by connecting with people. So really, that's my favorite part of it, Coolio, is being able to connect with people and be able to share all my useless knowledge of Godzilla and other stuff like that. So that's pretty much my favorite part of it. So that's Cooliovids' questions. And now we're moving on to Mr. Lego Guy 1011000. And he also asked 3 questions. His first question is, do you agree with Ghidorah being a good guy in GMK? Because I don't. I didn't have a problem with it, really. I mean, it's a different version of Ghidorah. It's nothing like the one that we're used to. I really don't, it's certainly an interesting thing to do with the character. It's not the real Ghidorah, really. I mean, it's a very different character. I mean, he's got the same powers, but he's got a different origin, and he's a different characterization. Really, he doesn't even have 3 heads. He's supposed to have 9. But he was woken up at a point where he didn't have 9 heads yet. So really, I don't have a problem with it. It was a great movie, so it doesn't really bug me, as long as the story's good and the movie's good. So that's a fantastic Godzilla movie. So I really didn't have a problem with it. 2, what is your favorite movie with Ghidorah? Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Wow, fantastic movie. So Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah from 1991, for sure. No question. 3, outside of your trilogy of Godzilla films, what else Godzilla-related would you like to make? Really, comics would be the big thing. I would love to write a Godzilla comic book series. One idea I always had was to do G-Force, the comic series. I always thought that G-Force could work well as a comic. Kind of like a Hellboy-esque kind of way of approaching the Godzilla universe, like with them going out and investigating kaiju-related incidents, and being more of a character-driven piece, and also it'd be a good excuse to get away from fans complaining about not focusing on Godzilla as a character, since I think if you're going to call your series Godzilla, you need to focus on him as a character, and that's what I would do with the Godzilla comic series. But if I was calling it G-Force, I wouldn't have to. I'd be able to focus on the humans a little more closely, and have issues where Godzilla's maybe not in it. But yeah, I'd definitely love to do comics. I'd love to do an animated series. With a dark Batman-esque kind of Godzilla animated series, based more on the Heisei continuity, and I'd love to do an animated series. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'd love to do pretty much Godzilla in any medium would be fun. So, yeah, comics and animated series though is really the main thing. Toby Goodboy 11001. Sorry. Let me start that over. Toby Goodboy 11001 asks, if you could make a Godzilla game based on Godzilla, which I would love to, how would you do it? Like, if you're the people or Godzilla, free roam, etc. I've talked about this too, in a video. I would do it free roam, and you'd play as Godzilla.